Today we are looking at a situation that has left many Zimbabweans talking. President Mnangagwa appeared in a public address where a number of expected attendees were not present. While some headlines suggest the cabinet abandoned him, the reality is more nuanced. The room did have visible gaps, and this has naturally sparked speculation about internal dynamics within ZANU PF. It's important to understand that these moments are symbolic. In politics, how a leader is supported or perceived to be supported can affect public confidence and signal broader internal shifts. Mnangagwa's appearance, despite the empty chairs, demonstrates that he is still the central figure in these power negotiations. In recent years, ZANU PF has experienced internal debates about leadership direction, term limits, and party loyalty. Figures like Vice President Constantino Chiwenga and other senior officials have publicly reassured their commitment to the president at times, while also navigating their own influence within the party. This constant balancing act means that any public display, whether a speech or a high-profile meeting, carries significant weight. Zimbabweans and political observers are trained to look for these cues. Even a routine address can feel dramatic if it coincides with tension or speculation inside the party. Looking closer at Mnangagwa's cabinet, there have been reshuffles and appointments aimed at consolidating leadership and rewarding loyalty. These changes are part of ongoing efforts to maintain unity and project strength. Yet when some seats are empty, it naturally raises questions in the minds of citizens and analysts alike. And these moments give insight into internal negotiations, alliances, and the shifting balance of influence. Observers will watch carefully to see who remains visibly supportive, who stays silent, and what that might imply for decision-making in Zimbabwe. The visual impact of empty chairs should not be underestimated. Even if it is not a literal abandonment, it highlights how perception matters in politics. Support, attendance, and public gestures all communicate messages about power and alignment. Mnangagwa's calm and composed response during his address shows that he understands these dynamics and is keenly aware of how every visual cue can influence public interpretation. Leadership is not just about decisions behind closed doors. It is also about how actions are perceived on stage and in public forums. At the same time, we should remember that Zimbabwe's political landscape is highly dynamic. While speculation thrives, verified developments provide the most reliable insight. Mnangagwa's leadership continues amidst discussions on party loyalty, governance priorities, and the distribution of influence across ZANU PF. Every public address, cabinet reshuffle, or visible reaction carries symbolic weight. For citizens, this is a chance to read between the lines and understand how leadership is exercised under pressure and how political stability is maintained while internal discussions unfold. Even as Mnangagwa addresses the nation, analysts point out that the empty chairs are not just a visual. They reflect deeper negotiations happening behind the scenes. Every leader within the cabinet carries their own influence, networks, and loyalties. And these relationships shape policy, appointments, and political strategy. While some members were absent, this could be a strategic choice, signaling support for internal discussions or avoiding premature alignment on contentious issues. Political optics matter, and every absence can be interpreted differently depending on who is observing. Mnangagwa's reaction during the address is also telling. He remained composed, delivering his message firmly without showing visible frustration or anger. Leaders in positions of power are constantly evaluated on their ability to stay in control, project confidence, and manage perception. In Zimbabwe, where political stability is closely monitored, the way a president handles symbolic moments can affect public trust, investor confidence, and even international perception. A steady demeanor can calm concerns and reinforce authority even when the optics appear challenging. This situation also brings attention to the role of Vice President Chiwenga and other senior figures. Observers are now speculating on how power is distributed and whether certain decisions are being influenced behind the scenes. The interplay between Mnangagwa, his advisors, and party veterans shows the complexity of governance in Zimbabwe. Even subtle gestures, timing of announcements or seating arrangements in public events can signal alignment, tension, or negotiation. Understanding these cues provides a window into the strategic thinking of those at the top. Citizens and political commentators are closely analyzing the implications of this address. Some see it as a test of loyalty, and the others as a demonstration of Mnangagwa's control despite challenges. The empty chairs, combined with the president's composed delivery, create a narrative that is both symbolic and strategic. It emphasizes that leadership is about managing both action and perception simultaneously. Even without overt conflict, the visual absence of key figures amplifies discussions about party unity, loyalty, and the future of governance. Finally, this moment underscores the fragile balance of power in Zimbabwe. Political leaders must constantly navigate internal pressures, public expectations, and international observation. Every address, every meeting, and every visible reaction carries meaning. Mnangagwa's handling of the empty chairs demonstrates his awareness of optics, control, and strategic messaging. Remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss updates.